second leg of the Europa League is here, and Spurs travel to France across the English Channel to play Lille to get their chances to qualify and play in Lyon in France's stadium in the finals of the Europa League if they get the best aggregate score by the end of this matchup. Spurs have not got into a European final ever since 1984 when they beat Anderlecht in the UEFA Cup final back 42 years ago, and now 41 years later they might have a chance to get in a European final if they win against Lille in the second leg of the Europa League. They're 1-0 up on aggregate, but could they hang on to that 1-goal lead into the whole of the game to get themselves through into that final in Lyon for next month? And the second leg is here for the Europa League between Lille OSC and Tottenham in this match, and there's a lot to play for in this game between Lille and Spurs, and we know how big this game really is in terms of the football here for tonight. Spurs are the away team who travel across the English Channel to play here against Lille in the north part of France, and hopefully by the end of the game Spurs might get them guaranteed spot to play in Lyon for the UEFA Europa League final for next month. But for Lille, very good team out here for tonight. We know that Lille have got that massive last chance for Lille to try and rectify things in this game. If Lille can end up scoring 2 goals in this match, then Lille will go through to the finals of the Europa League. But if Lille score 1 goal and win 1-0, then the matchup between Spurs and Lille will go to a penalty shootout at the end of the game to determine who will go through into the last finals of this competition. Spurs are massive favourites, we all know that, however, but they do have to come across Lille one game at a time. They have to really care about before they get to the finals and take care of business against either Shakhtar Donetsk or either Deportivo La Coruña, whoever they play in the finals of the Europa League. It will be massive atop them in terms of them to get themselves in the Europa League final, and they are the massive favourites top them to win the Europa League due to the fact that the teams in this competition are very, let's say, not likeable teams to win this Europa League competition itself. Shakhtar Donetsk won the Europa League in 2009, but in terms of, let's say, quality and the squad depth, or in terms of, let's say, the massive resources, it would be Tottenham. In fact, they've got the most resources out of everybody in terms who's left in this competition. So we'll see if Spurs can even do it here tonight and go through into the Europa League final and go all the way down to the south of France for the final in Lyon for the Europa League final itself. But here's now to Haraldsson now. Now here's to Esmaili. Esmaili now to Haraldsson now. Haraldsson now to Lilic now for Lille. And now it's Ismaili. Now to Fekir. Now Song. Now Kane. Now Kane's through. Now Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg now. Now to Kane. Now Euro won the ball back here. Good to see here for Lille to win the ball back here from Euro. And now Euro's a young talent, a young prospect in the French league. And one of the youngest, best defenders in the French league this season. I think a lot of clubs want to go after him this season, by the way. Now to pass here now to Mickey van der Ven. Now Van der Ven now holds the ball tight. Looking for a pass hopefully here. Now to Højbjerg. Now here's to Harry Kane. Now Kane now to Højbjerg. Now Højbjerg's through. Nice little step overs there from Højbjerg. Now Kane. Now Bissouma. Back to Kane. Bissouma has a shot. Gone to the goalkeeper there, Chevela, to actually capture that save there from him. And he clears the ball away from danger now. And Spurs are 1-0 up on aggregate at the moment as we speak. And now Angel Gomez, a familiar face. He played for Manchester United, on loan from Man United, by the way, in fact, this season. And he's having a very good season in Lille, by the way, Angel Gomez. Not got enough game time at Man United since he came through the ranks at Man U for the last 7 years. And it's good for him to actually get something special as a Lille player this season in terms of, let's say, recognition in that squad. But almost a chance there for Lille to almost score, but great save right there in terms of his knee for Lopez to stop Lille from trying to get anything in his matchup. So Lille have got themselves a corner in this matchup at the moment. And let's see what happens from here now. Short corner here now for Lille. Now it's a chance here now for Lille to try and create something. Here's a shot there all the way to the goalkeeper. Into the hands of Lopez. Very easily there from him. And now Song. Now Fekir. Now Fekir now pushed through here now to Harry Kane. Now to Kulusevski. Now Kulusevski's through. Good defending. And now Euro. Pass there now to Miron. Now to Angel Gomez. Great little pass there now again for Lille. Lille, good pass there now to Lilic. Oh, massive chance there for him to almost score against the goalkeeper. And that was a massive chance here for Lille to get a goal from here to make it 1-1 on aggregate. If it goes like 1-1 on aggregate, then you'll go penalties otherwise if it stays like that. But at the moment, Spurs will go through to the finals as they're leading here on aggregate by 1-0 here away from home. And now here's Emerson Royal. And now it's Højbjerg. Now Basuma. And now it's a chance for Fekir now. 1v1 to the goalkeeper. Good save there for the goalie. Now here's Euro. Now to Miramon. Now Miramon now, and that's going to be the end of that for the first half, ladies and gentlemen. And now Spurs are level going into half time. Even though Spurs are leading on aggregate by 1-0 here away from home, that might be something here in the next 45 minutes from the second half to hold out this 1-0 lead and put Spurs through into the finals of the UEFA Europa League, as it ends here 0-0 and 1-0 on aggregate. And we are back here for the second half, and here we go between Lille and Spurs, and it's still 0-0 and it's 1-0 in aggregate over Tottenham though, so any minute from now until the 45 minutes, if it stays like this, then Spurs will go to a Europa League final for next month, if the result stays like this at the moment though. And there's a chance here now for Spurs won the ball back nicely here now. Here's Emerson Royal, good pass there for Son Heung-min. Nice attack here for Spurs. If they can get a goal here, Tottenham, that'll be something more breathing space here on aggregate. Song's through. Save right there for the goalkeeper. Now a corner in this matchup here for Tottenham. Tottenham corner. Massive chance here for Song to get another goal here in the game. But a great save right there from Chevler there for Lille in the match. And we know that Spurs have got that massive, let's say, chance here to create something and win the game and go through to the finals. That's what we really want to aim for by the end of this matchup. But here's a chance here for Basuma now. Control from a corner. Now Fekir. Fekir now holds it here for Tottenham in the penalty box here for Spurs. And now won the ball back here now for Lille. Really pushing through. Now all the way here now to Lilic. Now is Angel Gomez. And now all the way to Haraldsson. And now here's Andre. Now Lilic. Now Poro. Trying to clear the ball away from danger as possible here. Now here's Fekir now. Great little pass there now to Højbjerg. Now here's Andre. And now Gomez. Now Gomez now really pushing through here again. Looking for something here special here, Lille. In the box now. Dangerous. Good defending there from Tottenham. Now Kulusevski. And now Kulusevski again now to Fekir. Now Kane. Great ball here now to Fekir. Goal maybe so for Spurs, almost could have got in, but saved there for the keeper. Now corner now in the match-up for Spurs. Another chance here. And now we've got a, looks like a substitution here. Ivan Corelio comes on the field and Lilic comes off the field. So substitution being made here for both teams in this match-up. Fabinho comes on also for Spurs. Short corner here for Tottenham. Now here's Mickey van der Ven. Has a shot. Good clearance away there from Lille. And now to Royal. Now here's a header there. Again, now to Haraldsson. Now to Romero. Now Fabinho. Now Fekir. Now Fakara now, we'll pass there now. Kane, back to Fekir again. Good defending there to Miramon. Miramon there holds it here now for Lille. And now Lille got a chance here, potentially get a goal back in this game to make it 1-1 aggregate, to put themselves level in aggregate. It would be brilliant if Lille could do so here, to send this game to penalties otherwise if they have to. And now Santos lost the ball here. Now back to Song here for Spurs. And now obviously Chavler there won the ball back here now for Lille. Now boots the ball now away. Now pass there to Harry Kane. And now here's Fekir. Fekir's through! Oh, another save there again to the goalkeeper. He's made some very good saves. Very good stops, by the way, for Lille. Brilliant. And now we do have a substitution. Now Gudmundsson comes obviously on the field. And Miramon comes off the field. And Rodrigo Bentancur comes on the field here for Spurs. So 2 substitutions have been made, by the way. Spurs looking for something here. Cross into the box. Header away. Now Bentancur. Now to Song. Now, cut in here now. Fekir. Back to the goalkeeper. Oh, mistake's been made in the back here. Goalkeeper right there. And a goal for Tottenham. And Christian Romero makes it 1-0 to Spurs. And Tottenham Hotspur are now definitely heading to the European finals of the Europa League in July to take on either Shakhtar Donetsk or Deportivo Lechronia. Well, it looks like Shakhtar Donetsk are the team to play in the final. But a mistake right there, meanwhile in the game. Chevler cleared the ball away from danger. He tried to. There's a goalkeeper. Deflected off the chest of the defender of Spurs, Christian Romero. And he hit the chest. Ricocheted to the crossbar. Back to Romero again. And he headed the ball into the back of the net. And a bit of a ping pong between the crossbar, the goalkeeper and the defender Christian Romero. And he was very brave enough there, the defender, to get onto that in the 90th minute of the matchup here to win them the game. And definitely now Spurs are through into the finals of the Europa League. Europa League final will be Spurs for next month, as Ange Postecoglou has done that mastermind, won in the first leg against Lille at White Hart Lane, and done the exact same thing here across the English Channel in France. And Christian Romero, in the last minute, extended Spurs the lead on aggregate to send them now into the finals of the Europa League, as it ends here at full time as Lille 0, Spurs 1, and 2-0 on aggregate for Spurs to put themselves in the finals of the Europa League for next month. The official results of the semi-finals of the Europa League: Lille 0, Spurs 1, and Spurs won 2-0 on aggregate. Shakhtar Donetsk 3, Deportivo Lechronia 2, but Shakhtar Donetsk head through into the finals of the Europa League, and that will mean that Spurs will be in the Europa League final in July at the Lyon Stadium in France, as Spurs will take on the Ukrainian side of Shakhtar Donetsk to find out by then who will win the UEFA Europa League for 2025. And that's all we have time for here for the Europa League second leg, as Spurs have got that massive win and they are in the finals of the UEFA Europa League against Shakhtar Donetsk for next month. And Ange Postecoglou's side, the Spurs, have not had it great in the Premier League, but they've got a massive opportunity to go all the way now to the European finals of the Europa League and win the Europa League in Lyon for next month at the end of the season. But until then, from all of us in the studio on BBC, from Richard Keys right here in the studio, have a very good night, and we'll see you for tomorrow for the UEFA Champions League second leg games between Benfica and City and Porto and Liverpool. Good night.